This is AAU Television, the voice of higher education in Africa, and welcome to another exciting edition of AAU Talks brought to you by the Association of African Universities. And my name is Kwesi Sam. Today we have good news for African higher education, and we are discussing financial opportunities for African higher education. My guest is not new to you. He is a familiar face to you because anytime he comes into the studio, he brings you nothing but the best and good news for all. Before I introduce my guest, we'll go for a short break, and when I return, I will let you know what we are discussing today. Don't forget that you can join the conversation via our social media platforms, Association of African Universities on Facebook and AAU_TV on Twitter. You can also join us on tv.au.org, and that is the website of AAU Television. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I'll be back.
Botswana Accountancy College is a business school that was set up over 2 decades ago to contribute towards the human capital development in Botswana and beyond. BAC has over 20 years diversified its product portfolio to offer accounting, business, leisure, management, and ICT-related programs at undergraduate and postgraduate levels, as well as consultancy short courses to augment professional skills. In achieving this diversification, the college has partnered with UK-based universities of Derby, Sunderland, and Sheffield Hallam University, as well as professional bodies such as SEMA, Beaker, AAT, ACCA, CIA, Cisco, Microsoft, SAP, ESA, and SIPS to allow our graduates to have a globally recognized qualification and be globally competitive. To learn more about BAC, contact us on 3953-062 in Gaborone or 241-0558 in Francistown, or visit our website on www.bac.ac.bw. Also, you can visit our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BAC, celebrating over 20.
If you just tuned in, you are still watching AAU Television, and this is a special edition of AAU Talks brought to you by the Association of African Universities. And like I said before I went on a break, we are discussing financial opportunities for African higher education. And my guest is Mr. Stephen Zilevu, and he is the Country Director and West African Rep for Nationwide Equipment and Finance, which is based in the USA. You are welcome to AAU Talks, sir.
Thank you, Sam.
Great. It's a great pleasure to see you once again.
It's a pleasure.
And like I said, anytime we meet you, you are bringing us good news for the entire African higher education. What do you have for us? Let me start from here. Taking clues from our previous discussion we had about a year ago, where we were discussing another set of financing opportunities for African higher education. What do you have for us this time around, vis-a-vis what you had for us last year?
Okay, Sam, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think the last time I came here with a package where we could do transactions by getting us a deferred letter of credit from a local bank. But currently, we have got a new package which is very appetizing for our clients and institutions that might be interested in it. And this time around, we can do transactions without a bank or without a bank guarantee.
Okay.
So that is a good aspect of the new package that we have got.
Okay, so the previous one, we needed a bank, a local bank that would give you...
issue us a deferred letter of credit.
Okay.
For us to, execute transactions. But this time around, we can do without a bank.
Okay, so if a university has its own bank, you don't need any letter, anything from them.
At all.
The university can still go straight away and transact with you. Great, but let's really look at it from this angle. A lot of people may not have even watched the last interview.
That's right.
Give us a bit of a brief of who Nationwide Equipment and Finance is, and who are your main stakeholders.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sam. Nationwide Equipment and Finance, as you said, we are based in the USA, and we normally, our core mandate is equipment supply.
Okay.
And we have added a finance component to it to make it more attractive. Whilst other competitors don't offer such opportunity. So, but before you can qualify for this, you'll be required to give us a deferred letter of credit from a local bank where you are applying the facility from. And then based on that, we could supply you equipment and then give you cash as a working capital. So that's an aspect of that we have initially. And then the new package that we have got is this time around, we can do transactions without a bank. Okay. Because we know a lot of the banks are going through some challenges. So this is what we have taken off the back of our clients to also give them some relief, sort of relief.
Okay. So you've been in existence for close to 40 years, if I'm not too
Yeah, we are about
38
40, 38 to 40 years.
Great.
Yeah.
So why are you now venturing to higher education? Why are you supporting higher education? Were you supporting higher education in the time past, or it's now a new intervention for your institution?
Well, I think we saw the need to venture into that area because we realized governments are struggling to even finance higher education.
Absolutely.
In
Africa.
executing their projects in various universities. So we thought this is an opportunity they can tap into to also enhance their infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is nationwide equipment, and
That's
so
right.
the sense I get in is that you only provide equipment for universities.
That's right.
Not a fixed asset like you're putting up a structure, a building, or something.
Yes, because we are also trying to promote our equipment.
Okay.
That's American-made equipment. But by so doing, we give you cash to just whet your appetite to also buy most of the American-made products.
Okay.
So that's the concept that we have carved for this particular product.
Okay. Yes. So let's go to the university setup. When you enter into the university, the main structures are there, and then we need equipment such as laptops, lab equipment. It could be vehicles and others. Can you tell us which of the things in the university in terms of equipment do you finance? Do you finance furniture, anything at all that you find in the university?
Thank you, Sam. You see, with the institutions of that nature, we know they need good roads, so we can supply them with construction equipment which they could use to improve their road network.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to, let's say, lab equipment, we can also be of help because America, most of these blue chip companies are over there.
Sure.
So we can also supply you lab equipment to also enhance your science, development. And then also when it comes to vehicles, we can also supply the universities with buses for the educational tours. We can also supply SUVs for their senior lecturers and the lecturers alike. Okay. And then even go beyond the non-teaching staff of the university. So that is an opportunity they can also tap into.
Okay. So what about students? If students need laptops, do they qualify another package?
Yeah, you see, we have a financial range that we can work within. Our minimum is $500,000 US, and we can do a maximum of $500 million US. So if you want to buy laptops worth $500,000 as our minimum, we can do business with you.
Okay. Yes. All right. Then let's move into who is eligible. For how long should the university be in existence? Is there any criteria or requirements that every university must fulfill to be part of this package?
Thank you, Sam. I can tell you for a fact that almost all universities are qualified because some
both public and private.
Absolutely. Okay. Some have been existing for the last 50 years and all over. Maybe it could be like those who have just come on board. Because with the new package, the institution will be required to provide us with a 3-year audited accounts, which I think they can.
Just 3 years.
3 years audited account, financials, just to see how your cash flows and other stuff. And then based on that, we'll know your budget for whichever item you want to buy. And then based on that, then we can, do transactions for you as quickly as possible.
All right. So if I heard you right, your entry level for such a package should be $500,000 US.
That's right.
And your maximum cap should be
$500 million.
Okay. So every university that comes in has the liberty to.
Yeah, sure. You can just come up with your budget and then let's know what items you want to buy, and then we will raise an invoice for you to know the cost, and then based on that, then we'll supply with whatever you need.
Process is very important. At what point can the university begin the entire process? What can you just itemize the process for us, so that anybody who's watching would know exactly what to do? Yeah,
to begin with, one, if you want to engage us, first of all, there's a form you need to fill that costs you only $2,000, which is refundable.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. And then based on that, we get your profile of the institution, and then when you have done this, we'll require you to also give us your 3-year audited financials, as I've just said, and then letter of intent with a list of items to be purchased.
Okay.
And that's all. And then
that's all.
You send it to us via our email.
Okay.
And then we will let our partners out there will look into the financials, and when they are okay, the US Exim will approve of it, and then boom, we are gone.
Okay. In a situation where a university has a challenge with its 3-year audited account, for example, if the university is just 2 years in existence or just a year, do they qualify? If they have a problem with their auditing?
I think that shouldn't be much of a problem to us, because one, if you have been existing for 2 years, we expect you to at least give us that 2 years audited account, and then the 3rd-year projection. Then based on that, we can look at that to also consider if we can do something for you, because we know the university is going to be in existence forever. Yeah, so that's
you know, some universities are struggling,
yes.
especially the private ones. They may not have that cash flow, maybe to your requirements. And let me even ask you, what is the level of threshold that you are looking at? Should a university have a minimum amount of money which can qualify them into?
Okay, let's say, thank you very much for this question. Let's say if a university wants to procure some form of equipment from us, let's say equipment worth 500,000. We expect your financials to look like 1 million or 1.2 or 5, to be exact. So based on that, then we know that when we give you equipment worth 500,000, you won't struggle to pay for that after the tenure. You get my point? Yes.
And there are no collaterals at all?
Not at all.
All you need is your audited account.
Audited account, and then
you start the process.
But the other aspect that comes into being is your equity contribution of 15%.
Okay.
But that will come when we have approved of your documentation.
Okay.
And then you have known the cost of your equipment to be purchased. So let's assume the equipment you are buying is worth 500,000. So 15% of that will give you 75.
Financed by the university.
That's right.
Okay.
Will be financed by university. That's 75. That's 15, but that's $75,000 of that, which will be paid into an account that will be given to you later on.
What if the university can't afford?
Yeah. So in fact, those things will be the basic requirement for you to qualify for our product.
Okay. So when the package service, or when a university puts in a requirement, how long does it take? Does it take a month, 2 months, a year?
Yes. When you put in your requirement, you have a maximum of 2 to 3 weeks for approval. So we'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
And then you know exactly when the equipment and stuff will be shipped. And the shipment takes maximum 30 to 40 days to Ghana, especially, to be specific. Yeah.
All right. You know, AAU covers the entire African continent, and we are not only based in Ghana. There are a lot of universities in Africa.
That's right.
Do you have plans for the other African universities outside our country, Ghana? Sure.
In fact, we are not dealing with Ghana only.
Alone. Okay.
Like I said earlier on, I'm a representative for West African, so I can go to other sub-regions to do similar transactions as well.
Okay.
It's the same standard of qualification that everybody should meet.
Okay.